Kids, thanks for letting me be here today and take a few moments of your time to speak to you at this ceremony. I would like to congratulate you on your achievement. You've worked hard to be accorded this honor, and it's probably one of the first times that you've been awarded an honor for your academic work. Now, a lot of times you've run some athletic events and things like that, and you've received that recognition. But this, for the Junior High Honor Society, it's probably one of the first times that you've received academic awards. Ms. Miller asked me to speak to you all, and I said, sure. I said, how long would you like for it to be? And she said, oh, about 3 or 4 minutes. I thought she said 34 minutes. I really worked hard to try to get that speech down to 34 minutes, and I think I probably got that done today. I learned a long time ago that there are 3 things that make a good speech or a good presentation. One is to have a real good beginning so that you'll get the people's attention and they'll listen to you and pay attention to what you might have to say. And 2, that you have a good ending, that they will remember what you said and they'll try to pay attention so they'll remember what you said. And 3, the closer that number 1 and number 2 are together, the better the speech. The shorter the speech, the better it is, so I'll probably try to get that taken care of today. Now, I realize that most of you are here for only 2 reasons. One, your parents probably made you come tonight, and you're only here for the cake and ice cream anyway. So I try not to make this speech too awfully boring and then try to make it a little bit memorable for you. I hope that you will pay attention and understand a few things. Now, I know that this is FFA week as well, so we're going to try to combine 2 things here. We're going to talk about crops because Lincoln is a farming community, a rural community, but we're also going to talk, because it's National Honor Society, National Junior Honor Society meeting, that we're going to talk about crops, okay? I want you to focus on the word crops for the next few minutes because it's an acronym for what we want to try to use and to help you make yourself a successful student and a successful community member as well. So we're going to use the word crops, C-R-O-P-S, as an acronym for you to be a successful person, successful student, successful parent as you get older and successful in the workforce or whatever you may decide to join. The C in crops stands for being creative. Be creative. Have a lot of creativity about you. The power to make new, insightful, and even imaginative answers to solving problems or solving issues. It's not just finding out that 2 plus 2 is 4. How can you get the different ways to be to 4? You take a trip and you go from point A to point B. There's an awful lot of ways to get there. Okay? It's not just only one way to get there. You can be creative as to how you want to get there. You can take the express route, get on the interstate and just go as fast and as far as you can. No problem. You can take the scenic route and go through some of the back roads, small towns, areas like that. Or you can just take your time and go through this way. You can go this way a little bit. There's all kinds of different ways to get from point A to point B. And that's what I want you to be. I want you to think that there is only one way to do something. Be creative. Come up with new solutions. Come up with new ways to solve problems for you all. Okay? Also, the R in crops stands for being responsible. When you all are given a task, do your best to get it accomplished. Do the very best that you can to get the job done. Don't do just enough to get by. Try to remember that good enough never is. Don't settle down here. Do the best that you can. Complete the task before the deadline. Get all your homework in before the last minute. Don't wait till the very last thing to do that term paper and get that assignment done. Be responsible. Take care of it yourself. The O is a big one here. It's overcoming. Now you have to overcome failure, which is easy to do. That's easy to understand, how to overcome failure. The basic definition of success is getting up one more time than you get knocked down, okay? You get knocked down in a fight, you get back up. You keep getting back up every time you get knocked down. I coached basketball here at Lincoln for over 30 years. I've coached it ever since 1974, when I started coaching. That was in the last century, okay? So I've coached for a long, long time, and we never won the state championship, okay? That was our ultimate goal. That was our ultimate thing that we were trying to get through each year, and we would have to overcome some failures along the way so that we could be successful. All right. Now, because we never won the state championship, did not mean that we weren't successful, but we also had to overcome failures to get to the point where we wanted to be. Okay. Now, understanding that overcome failures, and there's going to be a lot of failure in your life, kids. It's going to happen. Things are not going to be the very best all the time. So you're going to have to overcome failures. Those are easy to understand. The hardest thing to understand is overcoming successes. Don't go to just a level and be complacent and say, hey, we did good, this is all I want to do. I'm not going to try anymore, I'm not going to try to do anything else. I've reached this level of proficiency and we're just going to stop right here. That's not what we want to do. That's not the way that you want to do it. You want to try to push yourself, you want to try to expand, go a little bit further, and remember this, if you always do what you always did, you only get what you always got. Okay? You've got to keep going. You've got to keep overcoming. You've got to reach one more goal. You've got to reach one more star, accomplish one more dream. Okay? So now we've done all this, and we have to have P in here, so we're going to have perseverance. Not a word that you hear an awful lot, but perseverance is just the fact that you are not giving up. You will never give up. You're going to keep doing everything that you can to reach your goal, to reach your objective, to reach your dream. 1983, Jimmy Valvano was a coach at North Carolina State University. His team that year won the men's basketball championship, won the NCAA tournament. They weren't supposed to, but they did real well. They beat Houston in the championship game and won on a last-second shot. They just kept going, and they wound up winning. Shortly after that, Coach Valvano was diagnosed with cancer and wasn't given a very good chance to live. It was going to be a difficult situation for him, and this disease is very debilitating and makes it very, very hard to overcome. Coach Valvano never, ever gave up. He said that this cancer can attack my brain, it can attack my body, it can keep me from doing coaching or whatever. But I will never, ever give up trying to defeat cancer. Well, he didn't necessarily defeat cancer, and the only reason he didn't defeat cancer is because he just ran out of time before he overcame and did beat the cancer, okay? So you never, ever give up, okay? I want to give you a small detail here, and then we're going to talk about something else as well. We were playing Tipton in the girls' basketball game several years ago, and at the end of the first quarter, we were behind 12-1. We'd played 8 minutes, and we were behind 12-1, okay? Now, it didn't look very good. A lot of people thought, game's over, we're done for the night, no big deal, okay? Well, we had 24 minutes left in that game to try to win. We had to keep playing. We could have given up and we just stopped right there if we wanted to, but we wanted to keep persevering. We're going to keep trying to win the ball game. We had 24 minutes, okay? We played another 8 minutes, so now we've played half the game, 16 minutes. We're still behind, okay? We go through the third quarter. We've played 24 minutes so far. We're still behind, all right? We get into the last 8 minutes. We're 1 point behind with 14 seconds to go, and we have the ball, okay? We call a timeout. So right now we've got to get a little bit creative, okay? We have to be responsible so that we can do what is asked of us to do. We have to do the best of our ability, and each person is responsible. We've called a play we think is going to work for us, and we're going to see, and we're going to have to overcome failures so we can be successful here in just a moment, we think, okay? So we run our out-of-bounds play. We call it double. We've got it all set up. We inbounds the ball, we go towards the basket, and we get a shot off. We don't make the basket. We're still behind with 3 seconds left, but we got fouled on the shot. So now we're going to shoot 2 free throws, okay? We're behind by 1 point, 3 seconds left. Okay? Girl goes up, she hits the first free throw. We are now tied. We have overcome failures. We've gone up to this point, we've overcome our failure. However, we haven't overcome success because we haven't got ahead yet. We have played 31 minutes, 57 seconds, and we finally get tied up. Second free throw, girl gets up, shoots the ball, makes the basket. We're ahead by 1 point. We have trailed in this ball game for 31 minutes and 57 seconds. We get ahead by 1 point with 3 seconds left on the clock. They inbounds the ball, throw a wild shot up, and they don't make it. We win the game. We were behind for 31 minutes, 57 seconds. We were only ahead in the ball game for the last 3 seconds of the game because we never gave up. We kept persevering. We kept trying to do what was asked of us to do, and we wound up winning the ball game. So we never, ever gave up. And because of that, that brings us to the S in crops. We were self-motivated. You need to be self-motivated. This kind of sums up all the other characteristics so that you can be successful. You attained this level of proficiency, or you attained this level of achievement by being self-motivated. You kept working when others wanted to give up. You had the confidence and you had the desire to reach the goals that you had set for yourself. You wanted to achieve, you wanted to improve, you wanted to be successful. And it was up to you, and you did accept the challenge. Okay? So be self-motivated. How far do you want to go? How much can you do? Okay? I want to take you back even farther than 1983. I want to take you all the way back to 1978 when I started coaching here at Lincoln. And we ran a drill every day in basketball practice. We ran this almost every day. It was a very good drill for us. It's where a person would guard someone else one-on-one, full court. And you had to try to stop them. You had to try to contain them. You had to try to control them. And I said, well, just pair yourselves up and see how well you can do. We had one girl by the name of Lisa Kramer, who is Mrs. Kramer's sister-in-law. She guarded one of the players every day with this drill. Every day. She got beat. She never beat this girl. She was never able to stop the girl. The girl was so much quicker, she'd make a move, go right by her. She never got her stopped. However, because she kept trying and she kept working, she found ways to try to beat her, and she would beat anybody else in practice, or when it came to a game, she could stop anybody else. She knew what to do. She was responsible. She had overcome failures. She was being successful. She kept persevering, and she was self-motivated so that she could learn to do all these things to stop someone. So when she got into a game, she could stop anybody, and she did a real good job. She was really a good ball player for us. So I'd like for you to remember the word crops as you go along through everything, okay? Again, congratulations on your accomplishment. And let this step only be the beginning. This is not an end. This is not the end of the game. This is only a step. This is only the first quarter, or whatever you wish to call it, so that you can be successful and that you can do everything that you want to do to become a success. Remember now, be creative, be responsible, overcome, persevere, and be self-motivated. If you'll do all this, I really hope that your crops will bear positive fruit and that you have a very, very bountiful harvest. Thank you all very much for letting me be here tonight. Enjoy the rest of your high school and career and everything that you will to be successful in life. And again, congratulations. Thank you very much.